Hello everyone, it is Walt here, and today we are talking inFamous once again, one of my favorite topics. And I know you guys really love it because basically a lot of this channel really has gone from just being a Metroid channel to really getting a big fan base built up around inFamous and other great game series. And I'm really glad about that because I always really loved inFamous and I had tough times finding walkthroughs for it, so I'm glad that I've been able to create some content you guys really like around inFamous. That said, let's dive into today's topic, which is about how to make evil karma more appealing, which is what you guys voted for most in the poll, recently, but I probably will end up making all of those videos at some point, so don't worry if that was not your number one choice. Anyway, today's thing is really, as I've said, it's inFamous talking about evil karma, good karma. So, if you look back at inFamous 1, I think it did a decent job of allowing you to either be evil or to be good off the bat. Now, one of the things about people is people tend to be not, when they're playing a video game, they tend to be using their truest self. So most people tend to be, at least to some degree altruistic, and at the very least kind of, they want to do good and to be good and to be seen as good and to have a good reputation. So naturally people are going to lean towards good karma in various video games over bad karma, unless it's a game like, say, Grand Theft Auto, which you're playing because you want to, have that kind of evil streak. But inFamous and a lot of, almost these sandbox superhero games, really a lot of people want to do the good stuff. So naturally, good is just more appealing than evil. And inFamous 2 really goes an extra step to make that even more cemented with the first choice, where you have the option to either power up a bridge or to blow it up and wipe out a bunch of, innocent people and their pets. And I'll tell you this, okay? Nobody wants to kill anybody's pet. I mean, come on, that's like the most sadistic thing you can do. Innocent citizens, who cares? But pets, I mean, come on. That is a step too far when you want people to like murder people's, puppies and cats and stuff. That's a move that's going to make anyone choose good karma. And inFamous 2 really just encourages good karma overall. It's a game that, even if you're inclined to do evil stuff, it's really hard on your first playthrough. I will say this as somebody who first picked up inFamous Second Son and played it evil first. I picked up inFamous 1, played it evil first. I picked up inFamous 2 and I planned to play it evil first, but I ended up just siding with good karma overall on my first playthrough, and I found that to be far more rewarding, as many people did overall. And if you look at, say, inFamous Second Son, it also makes the first choice very inclined towards evil. And this basically is a way to offset kind of the choice that Sucker Punch ended up making in deciding on the plot of inFamous Second Son to be about, the good ending to inFamous 2. It goes and it's just like, okay, we're just going to continue with the good ending of inFamous 2. We're not going to, do anything with the evil ending where Cole actually survives here. And so I think that this was interesting because they said this is a choice based on people's first time playthroughs. They found that the data says that a lot of people played good over evil, so they chose that, they were going to play it off the good ending. But their game really biases people to play it on good karma over evil karma, so it's kind of a tainted sample of what, people would actually do. So basically, here's a suggestion for future inFamous games, how you can offset the karma problem, how you can really make that work. And I think that that's it's a very necessary thing, it's a very important thing. I think that that's all very, very true here. So, I mean, if we're just like kind of diving into it, being honest about like that kind of situation, I think what you really need to do is make the evil karma a lot more advantageous faster, okay? Because think about it this way. Basically, you're not going to be able to build good karma overnight. People won't love and trust you just because you save a few citizens or two if they're scared of somebody with powers. So it should take a lot of time to build up good karma. But this is very not true of evil karma. If you want to make people fear you, it seems like you could do that very, very quickly. So I think that first off, evil karma should upgrade you to being inFamous really, really quickly, okay? I think that it should be that, good karma has like 5 or 6 levels, like inFamous Second Son has the 5 levels thing, to get to being a hero, and you can only really do it by the end of the game to get the best powers. But that if you play evil, I think it should be only 3 levels, and it should be really fast. So like first evil thing you do, you're like all the way up to level 2 kind of stuff. You build through level 2 really fast, and you're already evil by like, you know, mission 3 or mission 4. And I think what this would do is it would give you so much more power early on. It would first off incentivize speedrunners to always play the game in evil, so you have more exposure to other people. It would also be very realistic. I mean, this is a game where you're like shooting lightning and smoke out of your hands, so realism's not always a #1 goal here. I mean, also people are getting their powers based on neural electric energy, and that's like, what? That makes no sense kind of stuff to it. But I mean, beyond that kind of stuff, I mean, the games take some parts as being realism, of like trying to have a fantastical kind of realism to it. And so in that regard, I would think that you'd want to make it more accurate that being evil should be advantageous, because the thing is, it goes against people's natural sense of good and bad. They naturally want to be good over bad, at least most people, unless they're like bottling up a lot of their sadistic feelings. Then a lot of people want to do the good stuff. So being evil, first off, doesn't seem very appealing. It doesn't make a lot of sense in that regard. And if you can't become more powerful faster, it makes 0 sense, okay? I mean, why would you have a bad reputation and get like beat up when you steal a blast shard if you could just get praised when you do good stuff and get free shards, you know? I mean, it makes no sense to ever be evil, and that's why you really need you need an incentive here to make that happen. And I think that the most important incentive is just power. Can you give, you know, Cole or Delson or whoever your next hero is going to be in the series, can you give them some kind of power incentive to be evil, that when they're evil they get a lot more power a lot faster? Also make the evil powers a little better, because if we look at the kind of the style of some of these, like inFamous 1, already we had a problem where evil powers just seem to give you like multiple rockets and multiple grenades. That's not really that useful, versus like, you know, the good stuff gave you the like super lift kind of power for your blast. And I don't know, I just think that it was, and the homing shot for the rocket, things like that, I think that that was just a better power overall. So I think that that's already an incentive towards being good. Other things besides that, I mean, like inFamous 2, when you have the option of Quo versus Nyx, for example, if you choose Nyx, then your powers are really not that good. I mean, the air dash I find really useful for basically being a Samus kind of infinite space jump power, and that's appreciated for some parts of doing 100%. I show that off a lot in my inFamous 2 100% like evil walkthrough, so it's definitely worth checking out in that regard. But beyond that, like, I don't feel like that kind of power is that useful unless you're just trying to get over a great distance without like having to, you know, find some other way around it. I find that basically the power is just not that good compared to, say, the ice launch, which is fun to use, gains height, and all that kind of stuff. The powers on the good side are just better, and I think that that's the issue you run into, is that consistently a lot of the powers are better. So if you look at inFamous Second Son as well, the ability to when you save citizens and stuff, to build up your ability to do the, you know, karmatic streak move where you're using the power to do whatever. I think that really, I mean, I love that the smoke side of that one, because it's an instant health refill, so you can do it under a bridge, not use the power, and you'll get all your health refilled. So that's pretty great. But beyond that, I mean, like, to build up the evil one, you have to kill a lot of people really fast, and then it dissipates. Versus if you're good, you can get it easily just by saving a few people, and it doesn't dissipate, okay? So that's really an incentive against being evil. That's a problem here. And so there's that end of it, there's that side of it. People don't want to do the evil stuff, they like the good stuff better naturally. And if the powers are worse, I mean, now you have literally no incentive to be evil. So the powers need to be better, and you need to build them up a lot faster, I mean, I think is the overall thing. Also in Second Son, the good power gives you like a great healing ability right off the bat, being able to go through vents to heal yourself. And inFamous games are always a little bit harder than other certain games. You take a lot of damage even though you're a superhero kind of character. So you need some healing powers, and as a bad guy, you just don't get those kind of powers. And inFamous Second Son also takes away the great ability to drain somebody for power, which is something I will just do even in good karma at times in 1 and 2, just because of its advantageous kind of components. And it's not that evil. So, I don't know, I just feel like I mean, I think that the games just don't incentivize you to be evil enough. Now, being evil can be fun, and you end up slightly more powerful at the end of Infamous 1. I like the red sky kind of thing, and I like the electric, like red lightning with the black center. I think that that looks absolutely amazing at the end of Infamous 1. I really love that part of it. But anything else, I'm not really sure about what you want to look at it as. I think that being evil just isn't incentivized enough, and I think that really the only way to fix that is to make the powers for being evil better, so people want those, and to give them to you a lot faster. So it should be like by mission 3, if you're the good guy, you've got kind of like rinky-dink powers, but you're getting there and you're being good and your reputation's kind of coming along. But I think if you're the evil guy, you should have like super awesome powers by this point, and you should have like them all the way at like Infamous level. So you've got not only better weapons, but also better weapons faster. I mean, either or. If you just made the evil stuff way more advantageous, people would choose that more. If you made the gains faster, so the powers are about the same, but you allow the evil one to get them way faster or to earn way more XP, really you just need a way to incentivize evil, because naturally people are not going to do that. So there's not really a point in keeping the karma angle of Infamous, which is a lot of what Infamous is about. There's not really a point in keeping the karma if you can't incentivize it. If you look at Bioshock 1 and 2, they try to incentivize being evil by giving you a lot more, bang for your buck doing it. Now, ultimately, it's not as big a thing as they make it out to be when they first offer it, but it's something that still can be tempting because of that. So I would basically recommend something where you can incentivize being evil, and I don't think that Bioshock even does that enough, Bioshock 1 or 2. Of course, in Infinite, like, your decisions don't matter at all. But anyway, I would say the big thing here is that in Infamous, you really need an incentive to be evil. There are some of my ideas for how to do it. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think would be something to incentivize people playing the game as being infamous, because it's named Infamous in the idea that you're gonna go and be evil, but yet everybody chooses to be the hero, so what gives, kind of thing. You need an incentive to be evil, so I recommend that for the next Infamous game. I hope it comes out soon enough, because we have had years without it and I miss it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time with the next video. And of course, check out any of my Infamous playthroughs. I'll put some links in the description for that. And check out our Amazon affiliated deals here, so you can get good deals on buying all the Infamous stuff you want. Any purchases through Amazon here are going to be at the same price. There are links in the description. They will help this channel. Not going to push you guys to do that. It's just something that will help support everything that's made here. So anyway, thanks for checking this all out, and I will see you guys next time with the next video. So stay tuned. I'll see you then.